Welcome, friends, to a devotional time with Chaplain Dan. I come to you today with an increasingly heavy heart as I watch the circumstances of our world, of our nation, even of our own conversations. Too often we gather together or encourage or support crowds that gather together around this answer or that answer, around this leader versus that leader, around this president versus that president, at least in this country. I certainly am not intending to invite political partisanship by this devotion. No, rather I would invite all of us, including myself, to take one giant step in a new direction. While the storms of life are raging, the great gospel hymn says, "Stand by me." When the storms of life are raging, stand by me. I want to suggest to you today that what we as followers of the way of Jesus Christ, God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, as presented most perfectly in his earthly ministry, what we are presented today is an alternative to our own notions of what is right and who is wrong. The divisions that assail us are stifling every aspect that I can see of our conversations. And while we want to do good, every one of us, and believe that positions we hold are good, every one of us, we do not agree with one another. We do not respect one another. And there must be an answer beyond our current discourse. I found myself focused on this as I read this week the gospel lesson that comes from Mark's gospel, the 6th chapter, and it became so clear to me in just one verse of that 6th chapter, where Jesus' public ministry is being described. The 54th verse. Let me read it to you. As he went ashore, Jesus saw a great crowd, and he had compassion. Compassion on them all, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. And he began to teach them many things. Jesus had compassion on the great throngs who followed him everywhere in the Galilee that he went. He had compassion. And he invited them to come to him. And when they arrived, as they did, he taught them. That's what this verse says. Jesus taught them about the alternative to earthly division, one from another. And what Jesus taught them in the next chapters of Mark are what we know as some of the most powerful teachings in all of the accounts of his public ministry, about how we are not to judge our neighbor. We are not to chastise our enemy. We are not to hold grudges against those we feel have wronged us. Rather, Jesus' ministry is a ministry of reconciliation, of forgiveness. Not, if you're right, I'll forgive you, but forgiveness, period. So that together we might all, forgiven, find what is right and godly. Jesus healed and taught, no matter who came, what crowds, what factions, what languages, what ideologies, what histories. Jesus was opened the gospel to all. I offer that to you today, not to point fingers or to shake my hand at you or myself, but to say in this day, if we are divided and broken by that division, there is a new way. And it is the way that forgives 70 times 7. It is the way that says, come unto me, you who labor, and I will give you rest. It is the way who premised its teaching on loving your neighbor as much as we love ourselves, no matter who or what our neighbor follows or believes. Love, my brothers and sisters, one for the other. I offer you this day not my own wisdom or answer. I offer you this day the very message and power of Jesus Christ, that we might all be one in him. Thank you for letting me visit with you so frankly today. I hope you'll reflect on these things. Look at yourself as I shall look at myself. And I'll see you down the road for another devotional time. Thank you for joining me today, and may God bless you and keep us all.